See if anybody picks up. Ashley 90210 in sunny California. PP Passion, Bro P, Mean Anton. Hey, here comes a few people. Anu Chandi, how are you? Aurelio Llosa, Shib Trucker, Bro P. What's going on, guys? Hey, I just went to see what was going on and try to figure out who's streaming right now. And everybody must be traveling to the Saitama event because nobody's really on. So, yeah, the Australian folks, you guys like when we get these late streams going in the U.S. So, doing good. Anu, how are things where you are, man? Where are you from? Get some island vibrations. Which island? Crypto Nurse. Hey, Southern California. Yeah, we're still a little bit earlier than the rest of the U.S. I'm in the mountain time zone. So it's about midnight, but I don't have to work tomorrow. And things were pretty quiet out there. Usually I would jump on and see what's going on with Cuff and the Dips late night stream. And I can see he's traveling to Vegas. So cool. Island vibrations. Toronto? That doesn't seem very islandy to me. But we've got Bangladesh in the house. That's awesome. Rahid, how are you? Miami? It's late out there where you are. Not quiet pumping. No, Saitama is not quiet. Saitama is killing it right now, which is why it's surprising that nobody's out there talking about it. So I thought I'd jump on and kind of see what you guys are seeing, what you guys are feeling. Derek Wolfpack, greetings from Germany. I wish I could speak to you in German, Derek, but I got kicked out of my high school German class for making a crude joke. Frau Balbi kicked me out. So I learned Spanish instead. In Venezuela, actually, Luis. How are you? ¿Cómo está todo allí, chamo? All right. Saitama, a token of the future. I do believe that. Yeah. Yep. Did anybody catch the AMA with Steve and Russell today? Get a look at that. Bentonville, Arkansas. Anthony McBride were probably related. My son was living in Bentonville, Arkansas 6 months ago. But my mother is a McBride, Anthony. So that's where I get my good looks from. I actually do look like the McBride side of the family. India. All right, man. This is crazy. It's crazy to have the whole world being able to get together and just kind of chat. I think it's amazing. Taipei, Taiwan. I had a friend who lived there too for a while. He almost talked me into going over there and teaching English classes when we were in college. But I had a girlfriend, so I had to keep my priorities straight. Out in Pennsylvania. It's awesome. This is amazing. Korea. Insane. Korea, you guys were responsible for keeping me up a lot of late nights watching that stupid Squid Games. Pretty crazy show. We've got the Netherlands in the house. Greetings from India. Lots of videos about Saitama is the next Shiba Inu. Yeah, I think we're actually going to blow Shiba Inu away. And I love Shiba Inu. I have still some Shiba Inu, quite a bit. Like 125 million Shiba Inu coins. So what time does the Saitama app come out on Saturday? Mousetrap, that's a really good question. So they're launching the app on Saturday. To me, it's still a little bit unclear whether or not they're actually going to make it go live on that day, because there are some questions about the CertiK audit. CertiK is a company that does security and functionality audits in not just the crypto space, but basically just in the digital space. And so with Shiba Inu, if any of you are following Shiba Inu, they actually talked about the launch of Shiba Swap, and because the CertiK audit never got done, it kind of got crazy out there. But I guess if we're talking about when is it going to launch, it's going to launch on Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Hakkasan is when they start it. That's I believe that's actually in the Western time zone, Pacific time zone. So if you buy Doge or SHIB, you will definitely, fear of missing out into Saitama. Yeah, Doge was the original project that got me interested in cryptocurrency. And I was actually going to do a channel at the first of the year on Doge. And it totally just blew up while I was waiting for my money to get positioned where I could invest. And so I felt like I missed it. It went from 0.008 to 8 cents. So it was a true 10x event. And so then it pulled back a little bit, and I was like, man, I missed the ride. I've never seen cryptocurrency up to that point making these massive gains. So I was like, I missed it. It pulled back to about 5 cents, and then went to 73 cents. So I would have almost 1000x'd my investment. And my idea was to buy 1 million Dogecoin, which would have cost $8,000. So if I could have perfectly timed it all, which I don't think I could have because I was too concerned about things blowing up, I think I could have. Well, my $8,000 would have become 750,000. So that's where I started getting interested. Okay, but Dogecoin in and of itself doesn't do anything. It's just a community token. It really doesn't have any utility. It doesn't have a wallet. There is no NFT platform. They don't have any plans. There's really not even a development team. It was started as a joke, but it opened up the world to what cryptocurrency could become. And then out of those ashes, for me, started rising these new coin projects. So, SHIB, I actually have my nephew to thank for that one. He actually called me up one day. He's like 19 years old and he lives in Maine. And he's like, hey, Unc, did you buy any SHIB? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I actually bought Shiba Inu at its all-time high at the time, and then lost quite a bit of cash. So Anthony McBride, if you're really holding, what do we got here? 35 billion. That's a good bag, man. That's a good place to be right now. So IRS crypto enforcement, I want to read this comment you dropped. CertiK delays on purpose so that everyone is talking about them, only for play it off like they're thorough. I wondered that with the Shiba Inu too, because they actually they kind of posted like a teaser that said, this is the new project that we're ready to, basically sign off on the audit. And it was like S and 4 blanks to make you think Shiba. If you're a Shiba Inu person, it was a different coin in the end. So there's not a lot of transparency there. They did do an AMA with CertiK, but it was insane. They had so many people in the chat, and the developers for Shiba Inu are not doxxed, so it just kind of spun and spun and spun. So let's see here. Lewis M. What would the market cap be to burn 2 more zeros? So this is an interesting question. Let me share my screen and I'll give you some thoughts on that, Lewis. Share the entire screen. All right. What would it look like to burn 2 zeros? I do have a video about this that's kind of like the mechanics of the burn, but there's 2 ways you could burn 2 more zeros. Okay. One of them is through sheer market cap, and the other one is through burning the coin supply down. Okay. So right now we're 6 zeros. I should have labeled these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is where we are right here, right now. We're in this 6 zeros 1 category. Okay. So to burn 2 more zeros, to burn every zero, you have to 10x your price, which means you have to 10x your market cap. Okay. Because the price and the market cap are tied together, like perfectly pegged together. You can't separate the two. But to get to 5 zeros from 6, you would have to 10x your price. And then to get from 5 to 4, you would have to 10x again. So if we were to look at Saitama and what that means, okay, our current market cap is 4.5 billion. Okay, that puts us at 6 zeros. To get to 5 zeros, we would need to be at 44 billion. And in a video I made about this probably 2 months ago, I said, I think it's a big stretch for us to do that this year. And I still think that's a tall order. I mean, 44 billion is a massive, massive market cap. It would put us close to the top 10 in all cryptocurrencies. To get to 4 zeros, we would have to have a $450 billion market cap. Okay. That's huge. It's still within the realm of what's possible with cryptocurrencies. If you're to look at the rankings, you know, your Bitcoin is over $1 trillion. Ethereum is 550 billion. So we'd need less than that to get to 4 zeros. But the next closest is Binance at 104 billion. So is it really realistic for us to get down to 4 zeros and a $450 billion market cap? It's going to take some doing, but that's only one of the 2 ways we can get there. We can get there through massive market cap. The other way to do it is to reduce the token supply. And so if I were to go back over to that spreadsheet and you look at token supply instead, so I've had some thoughts on this on the burn. I don't know if I'll be able to, I haven't looked at this spreadsheet for a minute, but okay. So here's the burn, right? If we burn down to this level, 90% of the supply, at that point, we would burn 1 zero just based on reducing the denominator in the equation. Okay. And then to burn another zero, we'd have to get down to 99% or down to 1 quadrillion, and that would burn 2 zeros. So it's just a matter of how long is it going to take us to burn. That's why I'm so fascinated by the burn and why I do so much content on the burn. Because if we can get the token supply down, then we don't have to raise the market cap so high to be able to knock the zeros off and move closer to the decimal point. So I don't know if that's too in depth, Lewis, or not in depth enough. So Saitama Stacker, apart from Saitama, what's your next Shiba coin with utility? So the truth is, you guys, my job is super time intensive right now. I work with a brother of mine, actually 2 of them, and we do, my brother's a doctor and he has a medical clinic. I was managing the medical clinic, and we're building a new commercial development with a new medical clinic and a restaurant and a strip mall. And my brother is a very ambitious guy. He wants to own all of the businesses. And so I'm the business manager for that. And so I've got a lot of time into it. It's the reason I was not able to attend the Cider launch, is that we're going to North Carolina on Sunday to meet with the franchise about bringing another business to our business park. So, and we're not crazy. I wouldn't call us like overly ambitious entrepreneurs. My brother is definitely a big dreamer, but because I'm so wrapped up in what's going on at work, it's the reason I create Saitama content exclusively. So I don't research a ton of other tokens to say which one is the next Saitama or Shiba Inu. That's why I was asking if anybody had a chance to see that there's an AMA that was done by Steve and Russell today. and they brought in 4 coins that are going to list on Saitamask. So it's a fascinating one. If you haven't seen it, it's on Steve at Rocket Crypto's channel. I just watched the whole thing, and these different guys come on and they pitch. And Luffy was one of those coins. Luffy's one that gets a lot of love out there. But I've noticed lately with a lot of the YouTube content developers, they're talking about a lot of tokens. This is the next 100x. This is the next 200x. You know, this is the next 2x. And I look at those because I'm curious, and I do own some of those coins. Like I've got Klee. Klee might have some potential just because they just picked up Mr. Diamond Hands, and he's pretty influential. But I don't know too much about it. And really, the game is pretty basic. I actually was playing the game tonight before I decided to look for somebody streaming so I could just watch some content and kind of let my mind wind down. But, you know, it's pretty simple, and the development team's not really doxed. And what else are they doing? I mean, Saitama is so unique. And when I saw it in August, it's the reason I decided, like, man, I've got to put some money in this. And I don't have a lot of money to invest. I've only invested about $2,500 in total into Saitama. But for me, that was quite a bit of money. You know, I'm still raising my kids, and we're still paying for our house, and my wife went back to school, and we have student loans and things like that. So the Saitama is panning out to be an amazing investment for me. But what really makes it unique, in my opinion, is Russell and Max and the rest of the development team and the things they're able to do. So I don't know what the next one is. If you guys have an idea of what you think the next one is, post them in the comments. You know, I'm happy to talk about them. Jack Max, thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. That super sticker. I appreciate that. Matt Boswell in Australia, man. You know, I love Australia. I've never been there. It's on my bucket list, but I love the Australians. You guys this is your time of day. When I'm midnight here, it's when I pick up a lot of Australians on these streams, and I like that. It's fun. Mr. Weaver, thank you for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. What percentage of my portfolio would I stake on Saitamask? This is a really good question, Nico. So I'm not really sure how Saitamask is going to work. And I've got, like, my Ledger wallet is coming. I just got an email that it's been shipped. I don't know how Ledger will interact with Saitamask, but I can tell you this much. The reflections is one of my favorite parts of Saitama and the Saitama token. So if I can turn that 2%, and it's not a true 2%, it's just 2% of the buy and sell transactions get reflected back to the holders. But adding another, 4% onto that, it could really start stacking up the coins. And for me, if this is something I'm holding for 5 years, the more coins you have when those zeros do burn, because eventually we will burn down the supply, and eventually, as crypto continues to grow, I look at the top line growth of crypto. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I've got to remember. Let me bounce back in here and share my screen, and I'll show you what I'm talking about by top line growth. Sorry, I don't stream very often, folks, so I'm not the best with the software. But when I'm talking about top line growth, what I'm talking about is up here, it'll show you the total market cap for cryptocurrency, everybody included, and about 43% of that is Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum. So 63% of the market is 2 coins, but it's $2.8 trillion. And I don't know what the actual percentage of people investing in cryptocurrency is, but because it's a little more difficult to do and it's not very well understood, and there aren't kind of packaged investments that people can put into, I think the market cap, the top line market cap, this 2.8 trillion could grow to 10 trillion, to 20 trillion. If that happens, for us to reach that 450 billion, to burn 2 zeros without reducing the coin count, and the coin count will be reducing, but it's a lot more achievable if the whole entire market is bigger. And the more attention we have, the stronger our token is, the more of this total market we can capture. So, um, I think there's a ton of potential out there, a ton of potential. All right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen because it's distracting for me when I'm trying to read the comments here. Saitama is a billionaire maker. It will be for some people. That seems quite possible if they hang on. That is the challenge. When you take $1,000 and that $1,000 becomes $10,000, man, it's crazy what happens in your mind. Like for me, I'm like, man, maybe I should take half of it. And then I guarantee that at least I've, 5 times my original investment. I'll let the rest ride. But then if it 10X is from there, now you've given away $50,000, so there's these mental gymnastics that we're going with. The Coinbase Effect, HMAC, definitely watched videos on that, and that could be maybe what's going on right now. There was definitely some talk in Twitter about people saying that Coinbase is confirmed. I wouldn't necessarily say I've seen anything that says it is confirmed, but it's there's talk about it, and Russell definitely said in an AMA that he's talked with everybody at this point. It's just a matter of when they're ready and when their comfort level is good. But they are going to want to list this. We've got tons of utility and a lot of attention on us right now. So my light just dimmed out. I don't know what that was all about. So the Coinbase Effect, for anybody who might not know that, is because Coinbase is a large platform and is relatively easy to use. When people list on Coinbase, they can get a pump in their coin as much as like a 90% increase. They refer to that as the Coinbase Effect. And so it would not hurt my feelings in the least bit to be listed on Coinbase. Robinhood for a lot of people is kind of the holy grail. But Robinhood is not really a cryptocurrency dealer. They're more of an investments dealer, and they've created a way to package cryptocurrencies so people can buy them. But I'd be up for that too. They have tons of users, so lots of money potentially could come to a coin that way. KuCoin and MEXC can probably do that burn. Yeah. I mean, the more listings we have, the more volume we have. It's from what I'm learning, volume is the key to the burn. The price can stay relatively stable. If you saw my video from 2 days ago, I kind of looked at what's going on with other cryptocurrencies and their volume compared to their market cap. And, ours on the day that I did that was about 1%. I think we range up into the 2%. But like Shiba Inu's volume is like 10% of its market cap. And if we were at that, we would be burning 1% about every 11 days, like 30% per year. So crazy. Yeah, Binance would be good. Binance would be another killer one, Saitama King, to be listed on. Let me keep scrolling down here and see what we've going on. 70 billion by the end of the year in market cap. That'd be insane, man. I mean, if you get that, you're talking about a price of 502 and change. And that would be awesome. It'd be a 10X plus one more on that, your 20X, your price from right now. So if you had $10,000, you'd be talking 200 grand, which is sweet. That would be crazy cool. Hi from India. Following you on Saitama. I really love your way of tracking things. Do you suggest any other early investing crypto similar to Saitama? So, Shisanka, we talked about that a little bit. And I'm not really the go-to guy on a lot of those because I don't have enough time to really take deep dives into other cryptos. So I kind of rely on other people. The one that is kind of interesting to me, I'll say this right now, I think it's GDT. It's the Ape project. CryptoDeb is frequently on with their development team, and they have docs developers. And so I'd like to learn more about that project. I actually own some Ikura, which is part of an entirely different blockchain. It's the Harmony. It's part of the Harmony blockchain, and it's like a reporting tool that can kind of integrate all the blockchains together. But it's been underperforming quite a bit, in my opinion, and there's a tiny amount of holders, but it's super hard to buy. It took me like 2 different attempts trying to buy it, and by that I mean like I worked on it one day and I couldn't get it, so I went another day and worked on it again. I watched Adam Shelton's video, and I would go do about 30 seconds at a time and try to actually process the steps. So if they could make that one easier to buy, it might have some potential, and has a really low token count, like smaller than Bitcoin. I mean, one of the reasons Bitcoin can be $60,000 plus per coin is that there's only 18 million of them, where we're talking 44 quadrillion. And that seems to be kind of the way right now for these new coins that are launching, is to do a quadrillion or 100 quadrillion, and then everybody does a burn. And there's got to be a rationale for why they do that I don't really know, but um, you know, it's big. Saitama, I think, will do big things. I think we will surpass Shiba Inu, and I think we'll blow Doge away. Doge, when people start figuring out what's going on with Doge, it's just a day trade. I mean, you try to pick the direction it's going and get in front of it. And but what are they going to do? What are they doing to change the world for the better? Are you going to be able to pay in Doge? If you do, it's going to be on somebody else's platform because they're not going to create it. So price is driven by the burn too. That's right. Yep. The price is driven 2 ways: increase in market cap, decrease in token count. Okay. So happy to see Coinbase approached our project, get listed, and hope for Binance as well. We've got the 200,000 now holders that Binance was saying that they needed to consider listing us. That's their baseline. What percentage of my portfolio? Yeah, like I've seen that one, Nico. Sorry, I'm going to scroll back down here. In one of my videos, I mentioned I had an idea about what can be done with crypto in case someone passes away. Anything I can share now? I don't actually have an idea on that, but I'll put it out there for anybody who could do it. I talked to a friend of mine his name's Ryan. He's a really, really smart guy. And he understands the crypto world so much better than I do. And I was telling him about it the other day. Like, it's a huge concern for me, guys. If say you have $10,000, that's huge money, life-changing money in some countries. I mean, you'd be very wealthy with $10,000. But say that $10,000 10x'd, and now it's $100,000, and you walked out in the street and got hit by a car and your phone got smashed. Does your family know how to access your crypto? Do they know anything? Like, my wife doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency. She knows that it's going well for us right now with Saitama, and she now calls it how is our Saitama doing instead of how's your Saitama doing. But if something happened to me, I think my investment would be in jeopardy. And I have a son that I've talked to about that. And I need to come up with a way to record my seed phrases. And I've even thought about doing a hard packet, just creating some type of a package that people could download, like the spreadsheets that I do, where they write down all of their information with very detailed instructions, and then they put it in a safe deposit box, or they put it somewhere so that if something happens, that somebody in their family knows, okay, here's the key to the safe deposit box, or it's hidden in a drawer somewhere, that they can go get it and read the instructions and know how to restore the wallet and access the funds. Because I think the reason most of us are doing this, I mean, some of it is because people want to drive a Lamborghini, which is cool. I mean, I'm not really a car guy, but I like nice things too. But also, we want to make a future for our families, and we want to help with our children's and grandchildren's educations, or to pay off our own debts, or to be able to go somewhere else in the world and help other people to improve their lives. That's some of the things that I kind of feel like I'd like to do if I was highly successful, is try to help some of my friends, like the one that's in the stream right now that lives in Venezuela. I lived in Venezuela for 2 years, and it was a beautiful place. It's a nice country, but even then, it was kind of struggle for people to really get ahead. And now it's extremely difficult for people to get ahead. So if there was a way I could help people in places like that to get their feet under them and establish some kind of a business or be able to be prosperous, that would be a high reward for somebody like me. All right. Rock has the next metaverse gem. Okay. The metaverse is interesting to me. I still don't know a ton about it, but it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Yeah. Luffy, that's one of the ones that's going to list on the Saitama wallet. They were in the stream with Russell and Steve today. So I don't know anything about Lunar. I just don't. Pray for Bitcoin goes to 100K. Yeah, the farther Bitcoin goes, the more attention that comes to crypto in general. I think the more we're going to see, but we want to really be positioned. And that's one of the reasons. Now, I heard Russell talking about our unofficial, I'm going to share my screen again and look at this, but our market cap on Coin Market Cap is listed as unofficial. Did it share? It didn't share. I'm getting at least a little bit better at monitoring. Okay, now we're sharing. Okay, so when you look at Saitama on Coin Market Cap in the rankings, they have our market cap with this little caution sign that basically says this isn't unverified. This is not a verified market cap by the Coin Market Cap team. Therefore, they have us listed at rank 2,733, which is just basically saying we're not ranked at all. We need to get this repaired. And Russell was saying it may be repaired as soon as Monday, that they're actually looking into it, because for us to get on these major listings, this stuff really has to be nailed down and verified. Wow, the price is running, guys. This is awesome. Amazing, actually. So if we can get the market cap verified, what's going to end up happening is then we're going to show up in the rankings. I reported in my videos every day where we would be ranked. And it's good enough for me because I trust those numbers. I've literally been looking at them every single day now for about 70 days. So I'm pretty confident that, yes, our numbers are correct. But why we need it fixed is because people look at this, they give more credibility to the top 100 coins. You're more visible, because if I'm new to crypto and I'm scanning through these thinking, well, what do I want to invest in? What's going on? I'm not going to scan back 20 pages into the, 1,000, cryptos. They're going to look at these top 100s when people create what are called ETFs, okay, or exchange traded funds. This is something I believe is going to come very soon. My old job, this is old. I'm talking like 15 years ago. I worked for 2 national brokerage firms here in the United States, just being like a financial advisor and helping people with their retirement accounts and suggesting different types of investments. And at the time, a new asset class came out called ETFs, or exchange traded funds. And basically what they did is they could mimic different segments of the market by putting a basket of goods together, and then somebody could buy that basket of goods and get some diversification. Or like, for instance, gold. They made a gold ETF. So they just made an investment that mimics the market of gold. So you don't have to go get physical gold and then try to figure out what to do with it. You don't have to drive down to a coin shop or a metal shop somewhere and try to sell it off. You could just buy the ETF like you were buying a stock. And then you can, if the gold price goes up, your value goes up. If it goes down, yours goes down. But it's very easy to move in and out of. There's people there. In August, there was a conference called the B Word Conference, the B Word. People have actually used it as a scam since then, saying on YouTube, like, hey, there was a conference about this particular token saying, Shiba, that it was going to go to 10 cents or something, and then you see all these important people in the conference like Elon Musk. Well, that that was a conference called the B Word Conference. And so, and the B word is Bitcoin. That's what they were talking about. Okay. But, um, you know, we just, we want to be as close to Bitcoin and Ethereum on that list as we can, because it's going to increase our credibility and get us out there. This winery Inu, Mina, I've seen that name. I haven't looked into it. Deku is one that's going to get listed. Crypto Nurse on the on Saitama. They were one of the people presenting tonight to Russell and to Russell and Steve. So Mononoke Inu, I actually own a little of that because I was tired one night and I was listening to somebody shilling it, and everybody, it was kind of interesting there for about a week or two. Several people on YouTube came up with the same coins, you know, and I don't know if they got pitched, like they got paid to promote. If they did, I think that they should be disclosing that, like, this is a paid promotion. I actually have been approached by a couple of different people to try to promote their coins, but I'm not trying to be a YouTube content creator for a business. I really picked the Saitama project because I thought it was different. And I did want to do YouTube. I think it's kind of fun, you know, it's interesting to work with the technology, and it's, you do get a little bit of a swollen head over, you've got 5,000 people watching your video or whatever. But it's not ever really been my goal to do YouTube as a full-time job. So I'm trying not to be the guy that's just selling lots of different tokens. If I do get into talking about them, I would probably create a different channel for that apart from Saitama, but I don't know when I would find the time to do that between trying to work my regular job and do this. So, and my family, you know, I've still got kids at home, but I do own a little Mononoke, and it has been a little lackluster in the last couple of days, but they're supposed to be releasing a game in December and hopefully it'll come back. My biggest frustration with my Mononoke position is the Ethereum gas fees, because I have looked at a couple of times maybe moving out of it, but you know, I have like a $500 position and the gas fees are like $300. It's just insane. So take clickbait number by 20 to 50. Yeah, it's probably fair. IRS crypto enforcement. Let's see. Mononoke Love. I have read their white paper and looked at some different things. They're doing some reflections and things, and we'll just have to see how they pan out. Not just Bitcoin going up, but imagine when Saitama goes to a $40 billion market cap and the volume goes up. Yeah. So that if our volume could exceed our market cap, which is in stable coins, you see that with Tether, you see that. The video I did the other day, their market cap is around 70 billion and their volume is 90 billion. Man, you would burn like crazy if you had kind of a stable value, you know, where your price isn't really jumping up or down very much, but people are just trading it like crazy. So it will be interesting to see what happens with the Saitama wallet, because my understanding, what is going on with my light? I don't know if it's my camera or, but like my screen keeps going dark and bright again. I don't know. Sorry about that. That's probably annoying for you guys as well, but I can visually see it in the room and it's bothering me a little bit. Yeah. So I was just saying, if we pair everything inside a mask with Saitama, people are going to have to buy it to be able to transact, just like we buy Ethereum to buy ERC20 tokens. That Pinu, Pinu, I have seen that one too, Anu, and I tried to look into it a little bit. Haven't got too far with it. Is Willie D really a co-owner, Burnell? Are you meaning a co-owner of Saitama LLC? I don't know if they offered him ownership, but what he did get was a $50 million contract, and it's performance based. So they didn't pay him $50 million, but they basically put him on the team to drive the NFT space. And in the NFT space, we're looking apparently, you know, to get like athletes, people who are popular musicians, you know, in the reggae world or the rap world with Willie D. that they can do these NFTs, and those people can stand to make a lot of money. People are willing to pay a lot for collectibles, digital collectibles. I still haven't understood this very well, how the whole thing works. But Willie D is, the best of my knowledge, is not an owner, but he is part of the development team and he's handling the NFT side. Hello from New Zealand. Hello, New Zealand. Grubs, how are you doing? Sorry, guys. This streaming is a tricky thing, and I've literally only done like 5 streams, so I'm going to try to catch up over here in the questions. Nico, thank you. That's very kind of you. Never stop dreaming. I appreciate that, and I am a dreamer. I used to really think of myself as an optimist until I started working with my brother, and man, the guy is like Walt Disney on like psychedelic drugs, man. He just has no limits to the dreams that he has. And I'm kind of in the realm right now of trying to realize those, or help him realize those. And it's been a pleasure and it's a lot of fun, but man, some days are stressful because he just wants to do everything. Good morning from Sweden. Hoover, how you doing? It's been a while. Of course, it's been a while since I've done one of these streams. Does LBank get reflections? The best of my knowledge, LBank is getting reflections. We talked about Bitmart and reflections. Somebody said they thought they were going to hit on the 10th, but I've been checking and I haven't seen any reflections yet. So Wallace, if anybody else is in the chat that has Bitmart and you're getting reflections, or if you have LBank and you're getting reflections, let us know here in the chat. Rupert, it's going well, man. Today especially is going well because it's so easy to talk about Saitama when the price is zooming like this. I've always said, anybody can handle a 30% upswing. Anybody can handle it. Emotionally, it's very easy to handle. When it's a 30% downswing, that's where you get yourself tested a little bit, test your resolve and your purpose. Like, why are you investing in this really? That's why I have a hard time with some of these other projects. I don't have an issue with them or what they're doing, but I don't know about investing in them because if I don't understand them well enough and I don't see my purpose in it, I'm afraid I'll make bad decisions. When the market drops down and I don't have somebody like Russ out front with these great visions and ideas, will I freak out and think, well, I better preserve what I've got left? People who did that last week in this project, when we had that big tick down, I don't know if that was Saturday, Friday, but there was a pretty big tick down and we've managed to eat it all back up. But yeah, that kind of stuff can be scary for people. And then they have a tendency to panic at the wrong time, sell, and then the whales buy them back up and basically just help you out of your money. I feel like you're going to lose multiple zeros. Yenene. Sorry, I'm butchering your name there. Yeah, Uniswap does tons. I'm not really sure how it will work with all of so the Cider mask will generate a ton of money in fees. I don't know if that will flow back to the Saitama LLC, how they'll use that to help promote the coin. But Russell did say in one AMA that everything that the Saitama LLC is going to do will be for the good of Saitama, the token. And that if the token does well, everybody wins. So, okay, Ulysses, thank you for the super chat. And your question is, if Saitama hits Shiba's volume, how much coins would be burned a day? Do I think that would help? It will definitely help. And I have done the math on that one, Ulysses. So let's take a quick look at it. I actually just deleted it out of my tracker. Let me share my screen and we'll take a look really quick. Okay, just at the concept of that, and you guys can do this kind of stuff, on your own too. I mean, I just have it set up to work. Okay, so this market value versus volume is the spreadsheet that I built. This was the other day. So if we were to pop over and look at Shiba's volume today, let's just take a quick look. Okay. So they have a market cap of 29 million and a volume of 5 million. So see, that's, or 5 billion, excuse me, 29 billion and 5 billion. Think of that. That is massive. Okay. That's higher than what they had. I'm just going to insert a line here. Okay. And we'll just look at that again. They were 29 billion. Yep. And then they were 5 billion. These are round numbers because I'm just trying to be efficient here. I need one more zero in this guy. Okay. And then I should just be able to copy my formulas down. Okay. So that's 17%, you guys. Think of that. 17% of their market cap, they're doing in volume. And then I might be able to, because I just deleted it out of my spreadsheet earlier today. I wonder if I can put it back. Basically what this is going to do, oh, I don't want to do that. Go the other way. Well, I can just copy it back down. So 17%. Okay. I can just tell you in the video that I did on this, which was like yesterday, actually, I posted it yesterday. If you haven't seen it yet, that video got really low play because I released it at like midnight. I just had so many things going on that I was working really late on the content, and it's a fascinating video. But at 10%, we were talking about a 1% burn every 11 days. So at 17%, I mean, that could be a 1% burn every 7 days, every 6.5, 7 days. You'd burn a lot, man. You should be burning like 50% of the supply in a year if you could maintain that. Okay. So it made me really optimistic about what's possible with the burn. But that would be my advice, Ulysses, would be if you haven't seen that video from yesterday, check it out. And we can definitely do updates on that video from time to time because I thought it was kind of fun and I found it pretty fascinating actually myself. It was interesting. I actually I was kind of saying like, it wasn't like a dream. I just woke up one day. I've been trying to figure out how can we compare our burn. I mean, the other coins are set up differently. They don't even do a burn, but how could we compare maybe how our burn would look if we were in Shiba's shoes or in Dogecoin's shoes? And I came up with the ratio when I woke up one day, and it is your volume divided by your market cap. That gives you a ratio that you can compare, and then I can take that and convert it back over to what our burn looks like. And I was so stoked about it. And then I went to work and I didn't write anything down. And by the end of the day, when I went to make my content, I could not remember how it worked. It's something I'd been thinking about for like 3 weeks, trying to figure out how can I compare these and try to make it as apples to apples as possible. And then yesterday, I had some time in the morning off because my daughter had a medical appointment, and I was going through some things on CoinMarketCap, and I saw that ratio is one that they actually report for other coins. So in the Shiba, like I didn't really have to go do that math because I just don't use this, but there it is right there. 17% volume to market cap ratio. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like my screen's a little bit behind where my my voice stuff is. But yeah, I mean, they already reporting it. And then I saw it. I was like, that's it. That's the one that I was looking for. So that's a fascinating video from yesterday, but it's like one of the lowest played videos I've had in the last couple of weeks. And I think it had to do with just when I released it during the day. Okay. Russell just said projected 50 billion end of this year. That would be insane. That would be the second zero burn. Okay. And I actually did a video on the burn where I said 1 0 for sure this year. That second zero is going to be tough. But We could go back to Shiba, actually. This is what changed my mind about, is that tough? Let me just show you what Shiba Inu did and the amount of time it took them to get from where we're at, which is where we were anyway, 3.5 billion. I don't know if this is going to load for me. Come on, Coin Market Cap. You know what? CoinGecko actually works better for me for charting. Oh, somehow I closed CoinGecko. Let's try it. Let's see if we can get this to work. Okay, so we'll pull up Shiba. I guess is actually in the top 15 there now, or top 20. Look at all the stupid copycat currencies. Let me just scroll down to it. Okay. So Shiba. Man, maybe it's because I'm streaming. I don't know what's going on with my computer lately. Things are moving a lot slower than I'm wanting to move. Especially when you got people like you guys out there patiently waiting. Okay. So let me go to like the 90-day. I don't think I have to go that far. Okay, Shiba's current market cap is 30 billion. But look how fast it goes from 3 billion to 30 billion if I can ever pull a chart. Did one load over here? No. Painful, guys. Painful. This kind of stuff makes me crazy. And I have fiber internet. It's supposed to be like the fastest thing ever. So I don't know if it's just the processing speed of my computer. I'm asking it to do too much, but well, just trust me here when I tell you, okay? They went from like 3.5 billion up to 35 billion, 40 billion in less than a week. Okay. They just got a bunch of momentum. There was a lot of press coming out. They got that Coinbase listing. They're listed all over the place. And I think the big catalyst is there were big time rumors that they were going to list on Robinhood. So everybody was trying to get ahead of that news, and it never has come to fruition. But all I'm saying is, I was thinking it was going to take us, maybe a year, maybe, sometime in 2022 to be able to get that market cap up in that 40 to 50 billion where we would burn another zero. And so it can happen. I'm more confident now that that can happen than I ever was before. And Kavork Simonian, you're correct. Russell is a smart guy. He's very smart. He's very ambitious. And these guys are working hard, man. I'm watching the kind of deals they're putting together and how many deals, just the volume of deals. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, Clifford, fees are astronomical. That's why I made that Bitmart video. I made a buy on Bitmart and just made a how-to video, and it cost me $10 in fees to buy $100 worth. And a lot of people are trying to buy in at that level. They want to buy $100 every payday and kind of dollar cost average in, but you can't really do that if they're going to charge you $150 in fees to pay for $100 in coin. You just feel like you're throwing your money away. Swap back to Saitama ETH. I'm missing things here in the chat, you guys, but I'm going to try to catch up. James Ingram, thank you, my man. That's very kind of you. Also, one of my favorite singers, James Ingram. The guy was amazing. Just really smooth vocals. So I don't know if it's a tribute or you guys just happen to have the same name, but James Ingram was a stud. Yeah, chewed up a zero big time, man. That went off today. It was amazing to watch that run and still going, All right. Oh, JM82. Wanted to say thank you for being so black and white. Glad all those, yeah. Well, Jake and everybody else is spinning a lot of BS is the comment. So they're trying to make a living, guys. They're trying to derive their whole income from YouTube. And to do that, you have to create a lot of content. the amount that you get paid for any given video, unless somebody is this kind of an amazing donation, that's very, very kind of you. But um, they have to produce a lot of content. And so it's hard. Like I thought, am I going to run out of things to say about Saitama? Because I exclusively talk about Saitama. I made a couple Shiba Inu videos, but it's because in my very first video, I said I want to get Saitama to 1 million. And my pathway to do that the fastest is to get the SHIB army to come over, because they understand this. They understand what we're doing. They understand community tokens. They have frustrations around the way their rewards pay out through the Shiba swap, that we've totally fixed that with Saitama. And so it's pretty incredible, you guys. Pretty incredible. It's pretty difficult to make a run at it. So I think these guys are doing the best that they can. But I do kind of wonder some days, like when Mononoke hit, it was like 4 or 5 different YouTubers in the same day. They all happened to cross it, And maybe that's just coincidence, or maybe they saw each other's videos and then looked into it and were really impressed and went after it. But I mean, I saw so many people talking about it. I took a position in Mononoke. I still have it. But yeah, I try to keep it very factual. Everything I talk about in my videos, I try to show a source for, or I try to explain the logic for it. And I think it's boring sometimes. Like my video, like everything that YouTube tells you to do, they want you to make thumbnails that are like me pointing up like this at a rocket ship that has Saitama on it. They want you to kind of have sensationalized video titles to get people to click through, because if it's not intriguing, why would you click through? And so I just decided early on, like I say, I'm not trying to do this as a full-time job. And I don't fault anybody who is. I mean, this is a great way to make a living. If I could do this, if I didn't have this huge work project going on for 3 years now that I'm right in the middle of, where we're actually going to start digging in the dirt next week to put the buildings in. I mean, I'd be tempted to work from home and do something like this. I enjoy it, but I think they're doing the best they can. And I actually like a lot of the content. Jake Gagan, I like quite a bit. He's really positive and upbeat, and it's just a different approach. And sometimes my own approach is so dry that I just think, man, is anybody still watching this? Like 10 minutes in, you're still showing a spreadsheet and just talking about, ratios and stuff. How many people are still watching? But you guys keep coming back, and I do appreciate the support, and I do appreciate the kindness. People have been very kind to me in the comments. It's very rare that I feel a little bit defensive or heated up or whatever. So 13 billion by Christmas. That's a great goal for Saitama. You're talking 4xing where we're at right now. Well, not 4xing anymore. That's less than 3xing from where we're at currently, because we're 5 billion on the market cap. 4.5 billion. Amazing. Yeah, this white ghost comment is a good one. Something I'm still not understanding fully. So he says, I thought transactions on centralized exchanges won't help with the burns. I'm not 100% sure how that works, because they do get reflections for holding the tokens. And I'm sure at least when they make the initial purchase, some burning has to happen there. And if they need more liquidity, they're going to have to buy and put more and more into their liquidity pools that people trade in and out of. So it may not be as effective for burning as out in the DeFi space, but I can't really speak to that with a lot of confidence, because I just don't really know what to expect there. All right, I don't have a full grasp of it. Okay, so Kenneth must have made a comment up here somewhere that I missed. Data Boy Fox 95, does LBank do reflections? Yes. Okay. I've heard from the very beginning of my channel people saying LBank is giving reflections. So they're getting the reflections if they're holding the tokens. Whatever wallet those tokens are assigned to is getting its portion of the reflections. So hopefully they're going to pass those on. I've heard that Hotbit, a lot of people say they don't get reflections there, and then I've heard other people say they do. It just pays once a month. So, but I I don't have an account in every single place to be able to try to track it all. So I kind of rely on the community for that. 1K in Binance, waiting for Saitama to list. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. And we've met the 200,000 threshold. ETH fee is high. Taking your Saitama out will also have a penalty. Correct. Please explain this. Not a lot of people know this. Well, if you're talking about just selling out of your position, I mean, the first thing that hits me is every transaction buy and sell is 4%. You know, they're taking 4% of that transaction as part of the contract for Saitama. So there's a tax going in 4%, and then there's a tax going out. Half of it is burned and half of it goes in reflections. Is that what you're talking about, Bernell? Is that, or are you talking about when you take your stuff out of a wallet, they will charge you for that? That's possible too. Like if you move your money from one wallet to another, even though you're not selling, but if you transfer it to a different wallet address, they usually will hit you with a fee for that too. And I think it's around 2%. People that are moving their cryptocurrency onto the Ledger wallets, they're doing the same thing. They're paying like a 2% fee to move it over. But it's a question of, would I rather pay the 2% fee or get, scammed and lose all my crypto? It's the scam stuff is scary, you guys, and it's happening. I see people will post in the comments pretty regularly. I got scammed. I barely put my money in and 15 billion was gone. And to be quite honest, you guys, I don't know if they truly got scammed or if they're trying to reach out to the community to see if we'll donate back to them their coins. And I want to accuse anybody of that, but it's just one of those things, that's like, I don't know what to think about it. And you can't make everybody's world right, but I do feel for anybody who gets scammed. Doge, Elon, people are, if you're asking about what other projects, I mean, here's the community giving you a bunch of different ones. Gorilla Diamond, HMAC, that is the one that Crypto Deb does talk about quite a bit. And I've thought about looking into that one more. I haven't even been able to watch people's content. I commute to work 45 minutes each direction. So an hour and a half a day I'm on the road. And if I'm not on the phone trying to deal with stuff, I do try to play as much content as I can in that time and just get caught up on what's going on out there and see what other people are doing. And I like some of these influencers and their content. They're good people and they're bringing interesting viewpoints. There's some great interviews out there. And so I do try to catch as much as I can, but lately I have not been getting much done there. So 3,200 holders. I don't know which project that is. Angel A. Red Sox, they're going to be time locked for staking Saitama. I've heard that no, but I don't know. So what he's talking about there, if you're unfamiliar with some places, once you lock or you stake your coins, one of two things can happen. There's a time restriction on how long you have to leave it in there. Like if you stake it, you're committing it like in a CD at the bank, a certificate of deposit. It might have a maturity of 30 days, So you're kind of taking a gamble if that's the case, because you can't back out if you start seeing some crazy movement in the price and you're trying to take advantage of either taking profits or preventing additional losses. But I don't think that's the case. There's also, like in the Shiba swap, when you get your rewards for staking, a certain portion of those are locked for, it was like 180 days initially. So yeah, we'll have to get more information on that as the wallet comes out. Hopefully they'll make a lot of that more clear on Saturday at the Cider mass launch. Yeah. People losing Bitcoins. There's some story of some guy who threw his computer away in England, and he they figured his wallet must have been worth like tens of millions of dollars. So they were trying to scour the junkyard, scour the trash pits and stuff to try to find it. Horrible. I mean, it would be gut wrenching. Invest a little in Saitama after finding out about Saitama from my YouTube channel. Thanks for my hard work researching the project. Gonna diamond hand. Marcus Wong. Hey man, go get it. And I'm glad that you find value in the content. I really am trying, you guys. It's hard every day to bring something that is meaningful and not just a report that you can get anywhere or go get it yourself. I mean, it is kind of nice to be able to go one place and get some consolidated information, but I'm trying to keep it fresh and interesting. Baran, how far behind am I on these comments, you guys? Man, I'm like a half hour behind on the comments. Um, so I've answered some of these questions. Keep it up. Good as I'm doing. Thanks, Nacho. I appreciate it. Load my wallet on my wife's phone. Yeah, now I'm getting into the part where we talked about legacy stuff. Like, people need to figure out how to make sure that their family has access to their crypto if something happens to them, because not everybody has equal um, buy-in or understanding, or it's just not their thing. Like, I'm sitting in my wife's craft room. If I panned around, she has a ton of hobbies that are amazing. She does beautiful things. She's extraordinarily talented with quilting and sewing and, I mean, all kinds of stuff. But she I'm not really interested in doing any of those things. And likewise, she's like, thinks crypto's interesting. She doesn't really understand it. She likes the fact that maybe we'll be able to pay off some bills here in the future if things keep going well. But if something happened to me, she wouldn't know the first place to start. I mean, she would maybe be able to go back through my videos at least and see, like, oh, that's how much we should have had before he got hit by the meteor or whatever, however it goes down in the end. So, okay. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom of the comments, and then I'll try to work my way back up because I'm far enough behind in the conversation. So Ikolu just jumped in. Welcome. When you say you only have 12 billion, Miros, that might be an amazing position to have. I mean, if this price 10x's, which is burning another zero, think of what that's going to be worth. 10 times in your investment is crazy. And then if you hold for 5 years and we burn more token supply, the total crypto market grows. You could 10x that again. So now you're talking about 100 times your initial investment. $1,000 worth 100,000. That 12 billion might be a great bag. So don't feel down. You know, everybody's got different places where they're able to invest and buy in different countries. Even those levels mean different things. But even if you're in the United States and you have 12 billion and that doesn't feel like a lot to you, wait and see. I mean, what I invested wasn't a lot. I just got way lucky, I guess. My timing was good. I mean, I made a good call. You could say that. I mean, I definitely saw something different in the project, which is why I'm making this video right now. I made my investment on my anniversary, August 31st. I'd actually already made several investments prior to that. I think I've got a total of about 8 buys in Saitama, some of them for tutorial purposes, but most of them in my Coinbase wallet. And my biggest buy was on August 31st. And that same day, I made my first video. And it was after watching what was happening with Russ and Steve at Rocket Crypto and these developers. And they actually had a meeting where they all got together in a live meeting, which I was like, I mean, that was crazy because of all the stuff with COVID. And so interesting. All right, guys. Like I say, you can see you're on Oahu, crypto paradise. I've got a friend over there right now visiting you guys, enjoying the warm weather. And, you know, I wish I was there. Love Oahu. It's a beautiful place. We got to live over there for about 4 months one time, and it's just beautiful. I love it when you get off the plane, you can smell all the flowers. It's great. What's my price prediction for Saitama, just theoretically? You know, I'm not a financial advisor. Any thoughts on Mononoke? So I don't have many thoughts on Mononoke, though I do have a small position in it. But my price prediction for Saitama, if you give me a time boundary on that, I could try to be a little more precise. But, you know, I think that in the next year, we're going to burn another zero, which would give us a 10x price increase from where we are. And that's going to be huge. for me. I mean, the next zero is really changes the math a little bit on how my investment is, because I actually bought my first coins at 9 zeros. So imagine now we're 6 zeros. That means some of my investments, little parts of them, have the potential to actually be 1,000 times what they were when I bought them. Of course, like I say, at 9 zeros, I bought like $70 at the time, but it's not, it couldn't be 1,000 because that portion is not worth that kind of money. But I'm just saying, guys, the next zero burn from where we're at, it's a big deal. Big deal. Bitmart is giving them on the 10th of each month. That's what they said, Veer, reflections in Bitmart. But I held it from before that. And when I checked, I actually have it up. I'll show you guys, because that was just, I was already sharing. This is how bad I am at this, you guys. Let's take a look at Bitmart. But you have to write things down when you want to see if you're actually getting your reflections. But here is my Bitmart position in Saitama. And, I've got 1,049,000,000 tokens that I bought during the tutorial. And if I refresh this, that's the number that I had written down from yesterday. So as far as I can see, the 10th came and went, and my balance hasn't changed in my Bitmart account. Man, I'm so sorry, you guys. My computer is loading so slow that it's painful. But there it is again, still 1,049,555,383. So nothing has changed there for me. But I'll keep watching it, and I'm probably going to hold that. I actually have some new thoughts coming out on the ultimate diamond handers that might come with some merch. My daughter, who's 14, is going to help me with my merch management, and we're not doing a big, huge merch thing, but I have an idea of maybe a way to create a legacy for your families that I'll be trying to put together and presenting next week. It's going to involve small people, okay? And small investments, actually, for that matter. My calming voice has definitely had an effect on the price. That's interesting that you find my voice calming, because there's times where I listen to it and I think, that kind of grates a little bit. It actually sings pretty well. I like music, you guys. I like singing, and I play a little bit of guitar, and my family, my kids, and my wife, everybody sings. And so I think it sounds pretty good when I'm singing, but when I'm just talking, I don't know. Mr. Yim joins the show here. How you doing, Mr. Yim? It's good to have you. It's been a minute. Why did they, I don't think it's us that determines whether we opt in or opt out on reflections, because we would always opt in. There's no reason why we wouldn't, because it's written into the contract. But I don't know if it's the actual exchange itself that decides how they're going to deal with reflections, or if they're going to deal with reflections. So Miros asking how much I hold in Saitama. So I used to show it every single day. So if you go look at my videos from 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, you'll see what I had. My goal was to get 1 trillion tokens. And so in August, that's when I made my last larger buy, it was to get me to 1 trillion tokens. And since then I've received reflections, and I made an additional buy. We burned this zero once before, well, from 8 to 7 zeros, and then we lost it, and people were kind of feeling down, but I was like, man, I think I'm going to buy some more. And I bought some more at that price. And now that investment's 10x. It was $1,000 buy at the time. So I have a little over 1 trillion tokens, transparently. So Patrice needs some Saitama. Hey, man, I'm with you. Let's get you some. The Cytomask wallet's coming out, and I'm hoping that they're going to be able to help us deal with some of these fees. I'm hoping that we're not going to be subject to gas fees. I mean, we may have to be, because it is Ethereum blockchain token. So we'll have to see how they work with that. I do know they're saying you're going to be able to take a debit card and directly purchase Saitama. That you're going to be able to directly purchase Saitama and not have to go through Ethereum. So it is going to get a heck of a lot easier for people. So no, Angry Aussie, man, you're never quiet. Been super busy at work, still watch my videos. Yeah, well, hey, I appreciate that. Angry Aussie goes back to like 300 subscribers or less. And, one of the people over there in Australia that hopefully one of these days, we burn another zero. And you guys ever open up from COVID, I'm going to come over there. You guys are going to have to introduce me to one of my favorite YouTubers. I haven't watched many videos. I've probably got a bunch of them stacked up that I could go watch, but I like this Australian guy named Michael. Oh, what's Michael's last name? It's been a minute since I watched, but he is an underwater metal detector. So he takes metal detectors in the ocean and he finds all kinds of treasures, man. He's always finding rings, and then he has a really mature way of looking at it where he's like saves all of those rings in lockup so he can give them back to the rightful owners if they can claim them. So pretty cool. UK. Hey, Martin, how are you? That's another place. I've never been to Europe. I've been to South America and Central America and Canada. So I've kind of been all up and down the Americas, but haven't spent any time in Europe or over in Australia, Asia, Russia. Love to go to all those places. Traveling would be my ultimate hobby. I just love seeing different cultures and different people. And I have this dream of being, they call them polyglots, but people who can speak multiple different languages. And I've studied several languages, but Spanish is really the only one that I have a pretty good mastery of. And I lived in South America for 2 years to pick that one up. Saitama, yeah, if it hits 0.005, you'll have $46 million and a lot of friends. Guaranteed. I look like the type of guy, let's see, what I missed that. It just moved on me. That anyone can have a real cool conversation with about the successes of life. I would love to talk about that. I actually thought about doing a podcast one time called the Success Podcast, where you just bring people in and you ask them about their journey and how they made it and what they did and what the hard things were and what they would have done differently. And to try to give people some motivation. There's not enough positivity out there in the world. So that's the kind of stuff I could see myself getting into. How do I keep track of how many holders we've gained in the last 24 hours? Crypto Paradise. Great question. Okay. Let me add my screen back in now that I'm learning how to do this, and I'll show you. So you can see up here, I have all kinds of different trackers up. This is CoinMarketCap. This is EtherScan. And this is CoinGecko. I also have the Saitama website. And I used to use the Saitama website as my official source for holders because it's our official website, but they haven't been keeping up with it, or there's something going on that I'm wondering, as we list on more and more exchanges, our accountability for getting that information correct is going to have to be there. So as we were leading up to the giveaway that I did for 20 billion Saitama on October 31st, I had to find a reliable source. And so what I'm using is EtherScan. So every day when I do my show prep, I get all of my information from EtherScan. So you can see now, we've got 202,000 holders. The fully diluted market cap is now over $11 billion. That is absolutely insane, you guys. Look at the volume too, 118 million. That's sweet, because what we've been dealing with for the last 4 or 5 days is market cap around the 30 to 40 million range. So it's good to see that kicking back up. And I mean, look, you've got it 74 million now, 110 million. But this is the spreadsheet that I just go through line by line and pull my information off the EtherScan. There's a lot of information, you guys, about cryptocurrency. I was talking earlier about a friend of mine. His name is Ryan. He is like a forensic cryptocurrency guy. He goes through and looks at the different holders and he evaluates their wallets. So, I mean, you don't know who this person is, this top holder, but you can click in through their wallet and learn what other cryptocurrencies they're holding. You can look at their transaction histories, how much they're buying and selling. So, all I know is, wow, how would it be to be this guy? $128 million in that wallet. These people are wealthy. And when somebody was talking earlier about crypto billionaires, when we burn that next zero, this person right here is a billionaire, which is mind blown. So hopefully that answers your question there. That's how I figure out holders. Dhruv from India. Love your content. I'm awesome. Thank you, Dhruv. I'm sure you're awesome too. That's if I had the perfect life, I would go to lunch with a different person every single day and just talk. When I was a kid, I kind of had a reputation for being annoying. I think I had what is classified now. At the time, they just called us hyper, but I probably had ADD pretty severe. My wife would say still I have some ADD, but I like talking. And when I was a little kid, I would just have conversations with people all the time. And I love going to places with lots of people. I actually have 8 siblings, 2 sisters and 7 brothers. And so I was used to having people around all the time. And I just love chatting with people and getting to know them and getting to know their stories. So I know Steve at Rocket Crypto for a while just had the Saitama Wolfpack members coming into his live streams and doing, like just chats, just interviews. So we could do that sometime too. Have any of you guys that want to jump on and just talk about life, talk about crypto, or ask live questions? I'd be up for doing that kind of stuff. Cell phone has active Wi-Fi. Oh, let's see. You have to destroy any wireless connection. This must be answering somebody else's question here, maybe. Ledger, give you a code before you buy. Yeah. I'm sure the security will get better and better around crypto, but so far, man, I've heard some horrible stuff. Play Holistic Crypto, Wolfpack Anthem. Oh, does he have the Wolfpack? Is it his own or is it the one that they made for the Wolfcaster game, Mr. Games? I do love music, so I'm down for all that kind of stuff. Dennis Thompson, yeah, we could get you on. We could get you on. If you guys want to send me, you can send me emails or send me DMs and we can try to work stuff out. So gas fee $130 right now, which actually sounds cheap from there. Yeah, I'll have to look at Holistic Crypto's theme song for the Wolf Pack. So, all right. Cover Baseline is my YouTube channel. If you guys love music, come on over. Yeah, we've got some awesome content creators in the Wolf Pack, and in the Saitama Stacker audience. I do love some bass, man. There's the Italian guy that's the bass dude. I've watched a bunch of his videos. Bass is cool too. So CBL Baseline, if I could, I'll go back through the chat and pull through to your channel. That'd be cool. Yeah, there's another one that does this it's like night music, and it's just like tracks of ultra relaxing music to get you set up to get some real sleep. So, okay, let's see. Where was that? Anusha, I want to be a millionaire with Saitama. According to my knowledge, and zeros will reduce. Oh, how many zeros will we reduce in 2022? To me, that answer is probably one more. So we'll be 5 zeros and then the money digits until we get some real significant burns. It's going to take a while to get down to 4 zeros and 3 zeros. But if the volume goes ballistic, we could be burning pretty darn quick. So, yeah, Mr. Yim, 1-0 left, make you a millionaire. Me too, actually. And it sounds weird, but I don't know if that's something I should publicly say. Some people feel like I'm kind of braggy, or like when I do my reflections, they're just the reflections that I get. It was the whole reason I did the um, Saitama Stacker channel. It's the point of Saitama stacking was I was getting these reflections and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Look at this. It's like building up. Well, I didn't invest a ton of money. I mean, it's a significant investment for me, but those reflections have turned into almost as much as I invested in the project. And I want people to know that this can grow and they can be significant over time. It can be real passive income. But I figured one day on my videos, maybe the audience would actually see the day where my investment turned into $1 million. And I don't know if that's something people want to see, or if they feel like, oh, well, good for you. Aren't you special? I'm sure you're proud of yourself. I'm not. I feel like I got really lucky in that, but it is, it's crazy what happens, what's possible with crypto. So when I see people asking the question about what's the next Saitama, keep searching and look for it, but be cautious, be very careful. I actually got an email from somebody this week who they found a new cryptocurrency that was called Facebook and a ticker to it, like involved with the metaverse for Facebook. It was a straight up scam. They got screwed for whatever they put in. It was a total pump and dump. People can call these anything they want. I mean, you look at what's going on with Saitama, okay? Everybody knows Saitama is killing it right now. So if you go into like a coin market cap, let me pull it up here and just do a quick search. If you start searching Saitama, look what's in there now. Saitama, that's us. Saitama Kitty, Baby Saitama, Mini Saitama, Cytomax. None of these are related to Saitama, but they're playing off our strength, and they can call it whatever they want because it's completely unregulated. There's nobody out there that vets these and says, hey, like in the business world, the one I'm working in, if you try to call your business something that's already being used by somebody else, there's protection for other people on that. So it's, it would be nice to have some regulations without the entities, government entities, getting totally invasive into the process. So honeypot scanners for your viewers to see if the contract won't let you sell. I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. Games. Won't let you sell. Honeypot scammer. I'll have to look into it. I don't really know what that's referring to. Oh, Crypto Deb shared honeypot scanners. Was that today on her stream? Because I try to catch her stream as often as I can. I mean, a lot of times I'm able to catch parts of it. Just say hello. Worked and lived in Spain. Thanks for all my knowledge. You're venezolano. Yo también soy venezolano, por lo menos un poquito. They've got a piece of my heart there in Venezuela, you guys. I lived there for 2 years, and people took very good care of me there. They were so kind. They shared their homes, they shared their food. I was there doing a religious mission, and they were so kind. And it's a beautiful culture, the music, the dance, the food. I hope that they're able to recover and get back to where the pride that they had when I was there. And I'm sure the people still have pride in their country, but it's very difficult circumstances there currently. So hello from the Philippines. Hey, how are you, Lily? It's good to have you in the stream. I'm going to keep this rolling, you guys, for probably like another 5 minutes or so. So Borneo, how you doing, Borneo? I've seen video stuff of Borneo, that all the survival people go to Borneo to survive. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful place. I actually did learn some Portuguese. I'm still working on it because in our new business development, one of the businesses that we're opening is a Brazilian barbecue. So it's called a churrascaria, and it's really, really good food. And it'll actually be my job to manage that for quite a while. So I want to learn a lot more um, Portuguese. It's very similar to Spanish. It's almost so similar that it makes it difficult because it's hard for me not to want to cross boundaries between the two. But you know, bom dia, Portugal. It's it's a beautiful language. Borneo is beautiful. All right, what do I think emerging markets adopting cryptos will end up doing for coins like Saitama? So this is a kind of a fascinating thing right now. My Brazilian restaurant will be in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So come on out, you guys. I got to try to figure out if they'll let us take crypto for food. I'd like to do that. So emerging markets, I look at El Salvador is now a Bitcoin country. Okay, they have adopted Bitcoin as their national currency along with the US dollar. And there's some fascinating videos on it that you can watch, how they talk about how that transpired and how the people are adopting it and how they're actually starting to use their phones to handle all of their finances. So it's very fascinating. And I think necessary. I look at what's going on in Venezuela right now with their currency, and it's so depleted. It's so like inflation has done such a number on it that the paper currency can't keep pace with how diluted it is. So that's the beautiful thing about digital is it's right there. I mean, we're dealing with it right now with Saitama. We're talking about 6 zeros, 7 zeros, 8 zeros at one point. They're numbers that people can't even read. But we can't even say that number. Most people don't. I mean, you learn it at some point in school. Probably the metric system people could do a better job of it. But it's all electronic, digital. El Salvador. There's some great videos. Look at YouTube, El Salvador Bitcoin, and man, it's fascinating what they're doing with it. And I think we're all going to be adopting that. How amazing would it be to not have to worry about going to exchange houses if you travel internationally and just having your crypto wallet and having your crypto be able to interact with any fiat currency at the point of sale. So I'm wanting to buy lunch and I'm in Mexico and I can just pull out my phone and I've got some Saitama and they tell me how many pesos it is and I scan a QR code even or whatever, and it just automatically flips and the transaction is done. And I can see that's the world we're going to be living in here at some point. Where's Idaho? People, when we say Idaho out here, a lot of people say, oh, I've been to Ohio. Oh, Ohio is far away from here. Oh, I've been to Iowa. What part of Iowa? Do you guys grow corn? No, we actually do have some corn, but it's more potatoes out here. So let's see. Okay. When can Saitama fans be billionaire? Maybe 20. Well, I'm telling you, the people at the top of that list we were just looking at, some of those people are going to be billionaires in the next 12 months, would be my guess. Because I do see this dropping one more zero in the next 12 months. It seems very, very possible. Some of the people in the chat tonight are saying Russell is saying $50 billion market cap by December. If that happens, those people are billionaires because that will drop that next zero. 1 cent will most likely be the change in scope of the wealth gap in crypto, but 1 cent will most likely be the change in scope of wealth. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what you mean there. Al bueno crypto. Yeah. You just have 17 billion, Ayush. I've talked about that. That might be a killer position here. So don't beat yourself up. And the other thing is, it's not only 7 billion. Hopefully, it's 7 billion with reflections. So every day you're getting free tokens, and those are going to add up over time. I'm telling you, this little idea that I have for my ultimate diamond handers, they're going to be having small positions, and they're going to hold them for a long time. They're going to hold them for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, because they don't know about it, because they're small people whose grandpas are going to set them up with the Saitama account through their parents. Okay. So, and they're not even going to have 12 billion, but what's 2 billion going to be worth in 10 years? If this project keeps going and doing what it's doing, they're not going to have to worry about what school they're going to college at if they're going to have enough money, because it would be amazing. So that 17 billion could be a ton. 1 million, if it's $1 million, that's awesome. If it's 1 million Saitama, I actually have dust in my trust wallet, and my dust is currently 145,000, and it's worth a penny. So a million would be worth like 10 cents. So you're going to have to add to that position, but who knows? If we get to a penny, well, that's, you'll find Saitama to a penny videos out there, I'm sure. I'm not that ambitious just yet. I got my boss into Saitama. He can sack me then. Yeah, we laugh about that at work too. I've got, you guys, when I started in this, not only Saitama, but with my YouTube channel, I didn't tell anybody. I told a lot of people about it. I told you guys about it, but I didn't tell anybody, my own family, my own wife. I told her, hey, and she was like, why quit spending, our budget on cryptocurrency? So I actually took some money out of Robinhood. I had 1 ounce of gold. It was always my goal. I wanted to have 1 ounce of gold. And I actually sold the gold to buy cryptocurrency. And the guy at the gold place, he was like, cryptocurrency, good luck with that. You're going to lose your gold. Well, I could buy 50 ounces of gold almost now with that ounce of gold. So, yeah, crypto's amazing, you guys. The possibilities are massive. Do I think Saitama has? That's only a partial question, Matthew. Bro, I'm from India. Can you let us know what should be the hold period? Like how long you want to hold Saitama? Is that what you're saying? Krishnam? For me, I'm just going to hold. I don't know. I'm going to hold until I feel like there's enough there that I can take some profits and still not hurt my position in Saitama for the future growth. So 500 trillion, man. Told everyone and they laughed. If you have 500 trillion tokens, man, whew, good on you. Good on you. Take us to lunch sometime. Your content is informative since July. 94 billion in reflections. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that so cool? 94 billion. There's people in this stream saying they have 17 billion tokens. And I know, they're not investing a lot less than what you invested if you invested back in July to get those 2 trillion. Keep looking for projects, you guys, and just hang on. I mean, Saitama's not going to make every single person a millionaire, but the people who are buying it today, before this next 10x, is going to 10x your investment. It takes forever to double your investment in the stock market, targeting like a 10% return. Takes 7 years. So if you can 10x your investment in a year, huge. That's a massive, massive gain. Pokemoney. Now she's smiling. Yeah, I was saying earlier in the stream, my wife used to say, how's your crypto? Now she says, hey, how's our crypto doing? How's our Saitama doing? It's cute. I always tell her, is it yours or is it mine? Because I remember you saying it was mine. Yeah, holistic crypto seems really good, you guys. I'll fully admit, if you're looking for new projects, I'm really not the best guy to follow for that. I feel like I'm very well versed on Saitama, but holistic crypto, Crypto Deb, I watch a lot of them. Jake Gagan, I watch a little Austin Hilton. I watch, Your Pop some. less now than I used to, and it's not because I like their content any less. It's just really time restrictions for me. So what do we got out here? Hey there, Mr. Stacker. Love your channel. Matt Mortimer. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Very kind. You took an automated pulling from CoinMarketCap. Yeah, somebody's done this before. JS, I don't know if you're the one who actually sent me one of these, but I need to learn how to do that. I actually don't know how to do it, but you can basically put the code in the spreadsheet to go search websites and pull the information in. It would save me about 15 minutes a day on my show prep to do that. But I want to modify the one I have or pull the information that I have. So we'll be searching different coins. Yeah, Andy, that's what I'm saying. I try to look at some projects here and there, but time, I'm very restricted on time. So I don't do a ton. Matt Mortimer, I don't know Matt Mortimer, but I'll take your word for it. You know, people look these guys up, give them a chance. 2 billion, looking at 2K with another 10x. Yeah, that's great though. Think about that. If you put $200 in to get 2 billion and you're gonna have $2,000 if it 10x's, that's huge. That's a huge gain. And maybe you can take that and roll it into the next project, or take some of that and distribute it, or, you know, diversify it into some of these other projects, and maybe you catch one of those, you know. And we don't know. I mean, 2 billion 10xing to 2,000, it could 10x from there again and again if you're holding for 5 years, 10 years. So just hang in there. It's not about how much you've got, you know. It has the same potential on a percentage basis as anybody else's, you know. Certainly to go from 100,000 to 200,000 sounds a lot more appealing than going from 1,000 to 2,000, but percentage wise, it's the same thing. So you're winning as much as anybody is. 45 billion Saitama. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every dog has their day. I miss Dogecoin, you know, going from 8,000 to 700,000. I missed the whole thing. I never ended up even buying it. Actually, I was so discouraged that I missed the run that I just put the money back in the investment account where I took it out of. You will need 20 billion to be allowed to withdraw from Bitmart. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know 100% how that works. I'm not really planning on doing anything with the stuff that I've got in Bitmart. I might, if I do decide to try to trade some stuff, I would do it. Glenn Castro, is LBank a scam? LBank is not a scam. I don't know a lot about their platform, but a lot of tokens get listed on LBank. It seems to be an early adopter of new projects, but it's a centralized exchange and it seems to work just fine. There's tons of people with LBank, and LBank's giving reflections too. So, yeah, there's somebody who's holding on LBank. LBank safe. Yeah, lots of people responding on that one. Man, how do I get so far behind you guys on these comments? Because I talk too much, probably. Okay. I managed to get 59 billion for 60 USD a few months back. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's crazy, you guys. The prices that we had on this, I actually made a video that really ticked some people off back early in September, because my investment went up by like 5 times in a period of like 2 weeks. And so I made a video that was like, Saitama, is it too late to buy? And it was like 803 or something like that. I mean, no. So is it too late to buy now? I don't think so. So, all right. Yeah. 90 billion is great. 20 billion. It's all good, you guys. I mean, you're catching the ride. Put it in the bank and see what you get. You know, nothing. Right now, the interest in US bank accounts in a savings account is not even 1%. So if you had $1,000 in there, and at the end of a year, you would have maybe $1,010. It's just nothing, you know? So going from 1,000 to 2,000, doubling your investment in a year, this is great. It doesn't matter if you have 10 billion or 20 billion or 100 billion. I mean, it's nice. The more you have, it's nice, but it's still a great time to get into this. The wallet hasn't launched. We have no idea what this medical business that Russell's talking about is. It's going to be big. I think. I'm so curious as to what he's doing because I work in that industry. We have a staff of people who do medical billing. I'm, you know, I'm the guy who does the bookkeeping, takes the payments, and you know, we deal with insurance companies. It's pretty complex. It'll be interesting to see what they have. Don't let the whale stories. Yeah, skew. That's exactly it. Al Bueno. That is exactly it. The percentage gains are the same. It does not matter if you have $100 in there or if you have $1 million. Yeah, again, that extra million, if you double from 1 million to 2 million, sounds better than 1,000 to 2,000, but it's a great gain on any amount. Doubling your money in a year. I mean, crap. Today, what do we do today? I mean, it's up 35% today. That would be like 3 years if you're lucky I mean, there's some good mutual funds that can produce this kind of a gain. I actually have one, Growth Fund of America. It's an American funds, investment in my retirement account. And it actually did about 40% in 1 year, a couple years ago. This is 35% in a day. And I realize now I'm not sharing my screen. The more tired I get, and then I'm just horrible with the technology. My apologies. Yeah, but the gains from $100 is way smaller than it is from $1 million. Yeah, it is in terms of dollars, but percentage wise, it's the same. And I'm telling you, I mean, if you're the person who only has $100 to invest and you can turn $100 into $500, okay, now you've got $500 to work with, versus if you put it in the bank and next year you have $101, you're never going to get there. You're never going to get there like that unless you're able to keep adding to it and, dollar cost averaging over time. Up to this point in my life, that's been my whole life. I've been working for 20 something years, and most of our retirement accounts here, you contribute something, and if you have an employer that matches, I'm investing maybe 6% of my annual income, so it's a few $1,000s a year for 20 years now. It's starting to add up to something that's more substantial, but everybody has to start somewhere. Bank era is over, flat and dying. This may be very true. I used to work in banking too. I worked for US Bank here in the United States, and I bet you they're worried right now because digital payments, cryptocurrency, the utility that's available, it's getting interesting, you guys. And some of these DeFi wallets, the Saitama wallet is very much so, looks to me like it's going to be revolutionary. So, thanks, Chris Crypto. I appreciate you guys. You guys are all great at helping me out with my content, and we're doing amazing. To go from 0 subscribers to over 8,000 subscribers in a couple of months. That's amazing to me. It's fascinating to me that people like that. People ask L Ski if I'm an accountant. I'm not. I do have a degree in finance, and then I have an MBA, and I do work a lot in money management, in bookkeeping, but when it comes to actual accounting and taxes and stuff, I hire people to help us with that because I'm just not that well versed. If I had it all to do over again, I would have educated myself as an accountant because I think it's a little better pathway than my finance degree was, but it served me well. I can't complain too much. I should do live chat more often. I should. It's really fun. Doing live chats is fun. Just interacting this way and taking your questions. I really do enjoy it. It's a time thing, which is why I'm doing this right now, and it's 2:00 in the morning. because I don't have to work tomorrow. And no one else is streaming tonight. Cuffin the Dip is traveling to Las Vegas. I saw he did a short stream with his phone, just to kind of give people updates that he's headed out. So, yeah, God, it's really amazing. Any bank deposits? What else am I missing here? Well, let me take like 2 more questions, and then I'm going to probably shut it down. Piccolo Inu, something people should check out. So I know that's one that your pop was talking about. It's like PICU, I think, is their ticker symbol or their crypto symbol. I actually tried to look at it. I even tried to take a small position one night, but I was so turned off by the Ethereum fees that I didn't get in on, and it had made some massive gains there early on. I know it was up like 300% or so within a few days of when they were talking about it. So that's something I'd be happy to look into. I don't know that I'll be making content about it, but in this type of a format where we're just having a conversation, I'm happy to talk about anything. I don't even care if it's cryptocurrency, just engaging with you guys and getting to know you a little bit better. And you guys give back a lot. You know, you're bringing me information that I don't see. And then that gives me a place to start trying to look to see how I can understand Saitama better and create more beneficial, more useful content that hopefully will help the community more. Let's see. Yeah, institutional money. I don't know which project you guys are talking about, but institutional money is going to come in huge when they get these EFTs put together. So that was, I think I lost that in the conversation when I was talking about the B word conference that went down in August. It had Elon Musk and some other high-powered investors. There's a woman that manages EFTs or exchange traded funds. And if they can put together EFTs with cryptocurrencies so that the common investor can buy like a basket of EFTs, a diversified portfolio of not of EFTs, of cryptocurrencies in an EFT. That's what an EFT does. It gathers up different types of investments or assets and puts them into a basket where you can just buy the basket and you get all of them. If that happens and they make those EFTs available in the US stock market, watch out. And they were talking about it in August. And there's, the Congress here, they're talking about cryptocurrencies. So, where is the CertiK audit? I haven't heard, Shamim, but I'm not 100% sure Saitama's wallet is going to go live on Saturday because until that CertiK audit is done, they're going to introduce the wallet. The wallet is launching, but that doesn't mean go live. Those two things aren't synonymous. And I saw Russell kind of talking about that the other day on Jake Gagan's stream. Like, we've got to get through that. And I was a part of the SHIB army, Shiba Inu, and they definitely had some, they had to hold out there a little bit and wait for the CertiK audit to get done. It took longer. And man, I was like getting really impatient. I wanted it so bad. Like, come on, this is the ticket that's going to skyrocket this thing. And I'm really going to make a bunch of money. And then it didn't actually do anything when they launched the Shiba swap. I mean, initially we got some great returns because they had 10x rewards for staking in the Shiba swap, but the price of the coin stayed pretty much flat for like 90 days after the launch of the Shiba swap. And then here a couple of weeks ago, it just took off. So that was good. That was good. I sold some of my SHIB to buy CLE. We'll see if that turns out to be a good decision in the future. So play to earn is going to be big, you guys. When so this is games in the AMA that Steve and Russell did with these coins that are coming into the Saitama wallet that are going to be listed. Almost every single one of them talks about play to earn. So Axie Infinity led out on that one. They're one of the top 100 coins. I think they're in the top 20. And their coin exploded with their play to earn. And it actually created like a whole new industry where there were people who were hiring people in third world countries to play their game for them and then paying them. It created jobs for people to play the game, and then people were able to basically profit from that in the play to earn space. Yeah, Shiba Inu's tokenomics, Golden Eagle points out there's people want me to try to figure out what's going on or how their price is going to work, or when they'll burn another zero. And it's a little bit more difficult to do because they don't have a well-defined burn. They do try to burn tokens, but they burn them through when people list on Shiba Swap, they have to burn $50,000 of Shiba. Um, you know, it's just more ambiguous, where ours is more well-defined. In the long term, it might be better for like people who are trying to trade in and out really hard. In and out of Shiba could be a great investment. Saitama long term might be difficult because of the 4% in and out. So you got to make at least 8% to cover your fees getting in and out. But that's kind of nice in a lot of ways too, because we don't want people just, day trading it, trying to drive the price up and then sell and buy it and sell it and buy it and sell it. We want it to be a nice even rise and to get some stability at the point. So yeah, Axie Infinity, so popular in the Philippines, we call them manager and scholar. So that's where I heard people were playing in the Philippines, and hopefully those people were able to create their own positions and play for themselves too. So all right, my favorites right now: Saitama, Mononoke, Piccolo Inu, and this Shira Inu. Yeah, some things to look into. Yeah, I don't know. I think this crypto paradise talks about the IRS and taxes. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how they even track your taxes when you're in the DeFi space. The problem is, unless you can spend straight out of the DeFi space, you have to take it back into a centralized exchange to get it back to your bank. So if there's a way to create, some kind of a workaround, or for me, if we can spend directly out of the DeFi wallets, that could be a game changer on the tax side. But, it's hard to get any sympathy from taxes if somebody says, well, I made $5 million and I had to pay $2 million in taxes. Nobody feels bad for you because you still end up with $3 million, So I don't know. I think taxes are going to become a part of the deal, and it will actually legitimize crypto even more and make it more widely acceptable, make it so that certain businesses that wouldn't be able to interact with it otherwise would be able to interact. So thanks for the bad news at JS. I didn't see what it was. Oh, and that info goes to the IRS. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not too worried about trying to circumvent the IRS with taxes. I wish it was a better deal. And yeah, I mean, they can track payments. Yeah, but they can't track payments. Nobody knows who owns the wallets. It's totally transparent in that you know exactly what the wallet is doing. But until they can peg the wallet to the individual, it's going to be hard for them. So Drew Reyes, man, joining late. Drew, I've told him I was going to pack it in 5 minutes, about 10 minutes ago. So I'm not going to be on for much longer because I'm going to have to go get some sleep. But what do we got? 1:56. I'll stay on until 2 o'clock. I actually do have a work meeting in the morning with a medical provider who wants to join our group. So I got to be somewhat fresh, at least get 6 hours of sleep. Can you pay tax from Bitmart? The centralized exchanges, they'll probably issue you a 1099 similar to how an investment account would, because I think the centralized exchanges are charged with tracking you. I mean, that's the difference between DeFi and centralized exchanges. So, yeah, taxes are needed for crypto to survive. I believe that's true because it's going to have to be regulated to be fully adopted by the masses. And they're going to have to adopt it because I don't think they're going to have a choice here pretty soon. Crypto is getting more and more powerful all the time. But I also think a little bit of regulation would help us with security, put a little more onus on the wallet creators. Like if you have a bank account in the United States, there is a corporation or it's an insurance corporation called the FDIC or the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And they insure every bank account in the United States up to a certain amount. I think it's $100,000. So if something were to happen and all the banks were to get cleaned out, there should be insurance that would make people whole. And right now, crypto wallets, they have no um, they have no fiduciary responsibility to the client. There's the cough that's been plaguing me for 20 something years. Not good. You're not going down the rabbit hole of the metaverse. I'm curious about it. I mute so I don't blow your guys' ears out, but it's brutal. Probably need to go get a drink. Call it a night. Will the FDIC insure $2 billion? No, but there's other ones. So in the investment world, they have what's called the SIPC. And the SIPC has higher limits, but I don't know if it goes into billions. Sorry, I didn't mute that one. People have to use multiple accounts because every account is insured up to a certain amount. But what it does is because those insurance things are in place, they're holding the facilities responsible for security. Because if you're a bank and you get hacked and the FDIC has to insure all your accounts, you're not getting insurance. So you're out of business. So yeah, you're going to have to move those billions to many accounts. I'll give you a few to move some of them into. Oh my gosh. I've been muted. That's good because I had a coughing fit there and I thought I wasn't muted. I'll go back through it. Yes, that is nail polish on the back wall. That crazy hand thing over there is some kind of a mannequin hand my daughter, who's 14, used to learn how to do nails using YouTube during COVID. And then that's her little sign back there. She has friends that come over and for like $10, she does their nails for them. It's pretty cute. A lot of them I think she does for free because they're friends, but it's great. This is the craft room that got taken over by the nail salon / Saitama Studios in here. So yeah, she is a businesswoman, and you guys are going to meet her here pretty soon because, oh, hopefully you can hear me now. But she is a businesswoman, and she's going to come and be my merch manager for this little project that I'm going to do. We're not going to go full strength on the merch, but I have an idea that I think will really be appealing to people who are aunts and uncles, or if you've got a young sibling or your kids or grandchildren. Like I have one grandchild, and I think it's going to be neat. Yeah, people talk about starting a Patreon. I don't know what I would do with the Patreon. I don't know if I would have time to create extra content. And I want to make sure everybody has access to content too. And I don't mean to make an income like my full-time income with YouTube, but I actually am getting some ad revenues, and that's kind of nice. I mean, it's a nice trade-off for the time that I'm spending making the content. Capital gains, Dennis, I don't really know how to answer that question for you. I used to be able to tell you capital gains when it came to investments in securities, but I know there are like long-term and short-term capital gains, but I don't know where they're at right now. So yeah, the content is going well, Drew. And a lot of those ideas come from you guys and the questions you ask in the comments. It's been hard for me to even get to the comments lately, not because I don't want to get in and look at it, but because my work schedule has been really intense as I'm getting ready to go to do a evaluation on a franchise that we're looking to bring to our business park that I'm working on. So, well, guys, I love y'all. You're great people. I will try to do it more often. As a matter of fact, when I travel next week, I'm flying out on Sunday, going to North Carolina, and I won't be making probably my regular videos, but I might do some streams because I'll be in a hotel, and it's less disruptive to my family as long as I don't disrupt the neighbors at the hotel. We'll have to see how that goes. There's people talking long-term gains for you, or the capital gains taxes. So, hey guys, I appreciate you all. Thanks very much. Everybody who contributed and did some super chats, super stickers. Thank you. Very, very kind of you. And maybe we'll roll that into the merch purchase here for next week. But it's going to be awesome. I think I'm excited about it. I talked to my son about it, and it's basically just a way for people a thought really of creating something small for somebody when they're young and knowing that they're diamond handers because they don't even know about it, and seeing what that could become by the time they're grown and ready to strike out on their own. So, hey, you guys are awesome. Appreciate it. JS, I don't know about best chat ever because I'm so horrible with this technology, but it is a lot of fun. And let's get some of you guys in here with me next time so we can have a dialogue and you guys can bring your insights to the streams. It'd be a lot of fun. Ayush, have a great night. You guys, appreciate you. I'm going to shut her down.